Hello everybody, this is Maniac for Bricks, and I'm here today with another Collect-A-Thon video. This is a little bit of the shorter one because this is actually not even half of the Cars collection of LEGO sets. And I know what you're gonna say, why talk about Cars? It's not that great of a franchise from Disney and Pixar. I get it, yes, that's true. At the time when those movies came out, I was a lot more naive than I am now. Still naive though in some aspects, but but at the time I embraced it a little bit more. I was a little more open to the idea. Not enough to buy merchandise up the wazoo, although I did buy both Cars 1 and Cars 2 video games, which were a-okay. They weren't really groundbreaking though. But I digress. I mostly liked it outside of the movies for these LEGO sets. And there were still plenty of other ones that I did not pick up that I also would have liked at the time if I was able to obtain them. Mostly Lightning McQueen as just any version of him because I, for some reason, didn't get him. I really would have liked that. Even the one little small set that has him, that would have been fine by me because it's just cool, you know, how some of these cars are built. And even some of the pieces that are used with the cars themselves to make them more unique. And also, just, you know, because he's like the main character of Cars. So, there's actually one set, speaking of which, of those small box ones, there's one that I do not have here on camera, but I do have it somewhere in my collection. It is the regular Radiator Springs Mater. And that would basically be one of these versions without all the accessories. And maybe like a different print or two for the head. But you're pretty much seeing Mater just as he needs to be right here. I have talked about these early on the channel, back when we was 13 Hammer times 62, in fact. And I remember doing a review where I compared two of the car sets to each other, because they had two Cars-based figures, a small play set, and a couple of accessories. So it was actually a cool video. You could link up to it in the cards or in the description below. It's a bit dated and cringy, but it was a nice comparison between the two. That being said, with the couple of sets that I like here and might have wanted a few more of them, I know as far as a theme, it wasn't really that great. And even in retrospect, so many years later, it's still not really that great. There are only a couple things here and there that I like about it. First of all, play sets. They were not really that interactive. They were just kind of these flats, these props in the background that the cars can interact with. You get more out of the cars building them and interacting than the playsets themselves. And not just the ones here, but for me, that's what I've experienced. But even the other ones, maybe like Flo's VA Cafe was a little bit better just by looking at it online. And there was a set that included Lightning McQueen and two other racers. They have like slammers next to them. That seems better, but still kind of basic as far as that goes. It's basically a LEGO version of Hot Wheels before or around the time of tiny turbos from LEGO Racers. That's what I consider it. Because most of this you're building for the car-based vehicles. And, well, you have the boat-based one, but he's really not that special because A, way out of proportion, B, very hollow. On the inside, there's almost no pieces to put him together. Most of it's, you see it right there on top. Now, there are a couple of things that I do like as far as the sets go, and mostly just a couple of figures. And, you know, I do like the different versions of Mater, and I like the sets that each of these come in because they offer multiple accessories. So you could accessorize him with different rockets and machine guns on the sides to, you know, make him authentic to Cars 2. Or if you don't like the spy agent aspect of it and just want Mater by himself, you actually can take a whole bunch of these accessories off and you pretty much have Mater. You don't really have to worry about, you know, I mean, maybe like the clips on the sides of the vehicle might be a little bit, but I think you could replace those pretty easily. Now, aside from that, I also like how Finn McMissile is made. I think he's a solid build, a good size. I like some of the accessories on the side of him, even though technically this version, it's roughly around the time in the movie where it's supposed to be compared to, you know, the rest of the set, but not in the picture that they show in the box. It's more of like, maybe like when he's just like when you first see him in the movie, where he has like the little harpoon gun to go across the top. and and kind of investigate things. But I digress. Now I also like Luigi's an okay build. I do like how he's made. This Gremlin car, I don't remember his name, and I forgot one of the pieces. He's a good build. I think, honestly, with this one, just grab a couple more pieces and hollow out the middle, and you could probably make this into a minifigure car. And you'll still have to take out, like, this piece in the front, and obviously the window, but for the most part, this could easily be converted into a 4-wide build for a minifigure. And something of still the relevant shape of it. So, I think it's pretty cool. And it also has a lot of olive green color for it. That's another thing that I really like about this theme. There are a couple of nice colors that go into different cars or specific pieces that you don't always find nowadays. For example, Holly Shiftwell, she has a lot of magenta on her, and we still see magenta in Friends and Elves and other themes, but I don't really see it that much with pieces like the 1x4, 4x4, and I think underneath there is, let's see if I could move some of the things out of the way. There's a 1x4 that the studs attach onto right there. I have not seen a piece like that in a long time. And that's pretty cool. And also just a good standout color for her compared to the other ones. We also have Professor X, or Professor Z. Professor X is something else, I think. Professor Z, just a nice, smaller build. Again, kind of proportional to the rest of the cars. Still really nice colors for the sand green and this really, really bright green. I don't think even the camera can handle it that well. Speaking of the camera, I actually do appreciate, as far as the sets go, it's like, okay, maybe a few of them are a little bit outside of what the movie shows, way yada yada. And technically this, you get a larger version of it with more accessories and a little bit more build to it in another set. But I have to give it credit that they made the camera that most of Cars 2 actually is concerned with. I mean, you don't see it until like the second half of Cars 2, granted, but it's still a vital piece of how the plot plays out, the secret agent aspect of it. I think we can talk about that later. I'm sure a bunch of people already said in the comments below how much they dislike the Cars franchise, especially Cars 2. I'm tentative as far as Cars 3 goes, as far as how good it will be. But for right now, let me know in the comments below. Have you been interested in the Cars sets or even the movies that they're based off of? Do you have the sets here or something different? We'll see you next time with more LEGO videos, and I am actually looking forward to doing a couple different videos in the future, so stay subscribed and hit that little bell in the corner so you can learn more. I did a comparison video, I might have mentioned that in the beginning, about two of these sets in the early days of Maniac for Bricks. This was back when I was 13 Hammer Time 62's LEGO set reviews, and I'll link to that somewhere around here. There's also going to be a custom thumbnail somewhere in this area where it'll be a video based on what you like, what you've been watching, what might be most interesting from my channel to you. And if you want to see more of that, just let me know. I put up a Brick Theory video this past week, a couple days ago. I put up a video about my predictions on the LEGO Batman movie. Top 5 questions of things based on the trailers that I'm interested in learning about with the upcoming movie. In a day or two, I'll watch it or so. And I'm really looking forward to the movie itself. So we'll see you next time with more videos.